You're listening to The Sickle, only on WVCU. Previously on The Sickle.
Seems quite convenient that when this egghead arrives, spouting about dreams, visions, prophecies, whatever they are, Mortician gets cut open like a freaking pig not 20 minutes after we last saw him.
You're a detective, right? I hope you haven't forgotten the importance of proof.
Elmsbrook, what's going on with you?
I know. I lost it for a second. It won't happen again, so if you or the professor will just, shove it out of your heads, then I will too.
Does that mean we go home for the time being?
Not at all. In fact, at the moment, you are a prime lead. Officer,
Yeah, Sarge?
get Reverend Timothy Burgess on the phone right now.
Yes, sir. What's going on, anyway?
He and I have something important to discuss.
Professor Donnie Griffin is once again asleep in his bed, but continually tosses and turns while gripping the sheets tightly. You. No. What? Where? Wait. My head. Ow. Oh, I know where I am now. Alrighty then. Why don't you come on out? I'm right.
Well. It seems that Donnie Griffin has it all figured out. Oh yes, I can't hide behind anything anymore. He's just too good.
Yeah. Here comes the hapless thug that's too frightened to even disclose its...
That mouth of yours could run a marathon given how much exercise you subject it to. Yet, I applaud you, Donnie Griffin. Barely a few days ago I saw such weeping cowardice ebbing out of your very pores. But now, a confidence, albeit a misplaced one, kneels before me.
Misplaced, huh? Funny how you say that, and still dodge my questions.
Of all the figuring out you're doing, you still dodge your own questions. So why do you expect others to answer your own?
What do you mean?
You are a belligerent thorn in the side of that Elmsbrook character.
Now I...
Don't you realize, Donnie Griffin? You are a pest. A stinking pest.
What are your grounds?
My grounds. They are built upon the foundation of your very own words, Mr. Griffin. You press and press and press the poor man with your vast arsenal of probing questions that you can't even answer yourself.
You don't even...
What happened to you? You don't believe in anything supernatural at all, do you?
I said that...
What? That your entire line of thinking has been flipped on itself? Indeed it has been. Finally some truth comes out of that mouth of yours. But how has it been changed, Donnie Griffin?
What do you mean?
How has it been changed? Your philosophy. Explain your methodology, or the various strictures of your beliefs, now that you have endured a radical transformation of beliefs within the last 48 hours.
You want me to lay out a cohesive argument in such a short...
Excuses, Donnie Griffin. That's all you can do when you're confronted about your own beliefs, your own speculations, bleeding excuses.
That's not true!
What was that, Donnie Griffin? Your foot so far wedged into your mouth that I couldn't hear you.
Is that truly all you could do? Just insult and strike me? You're nothing more than a disgruntled bully! And you are nothing!
You demonstrate my response quite clearly, Mr. Griffin. I must use force to go to response. You thrive on changing the subject. Your viewpoints are entirely dependent on your avoidance of the hard questions. Your sanity is fueled by your fear.
Fear of what?
You tell me, Donnie Griffin. Or do you not want to talk about it?
You can't force me to do anything.
No, I suppose I can't. But rest assured, Professor, your circumstances will.
How is that?
How, you ask? Not only indecisive, but stupid as well.
I'm not!
You are truly blind then, Donnie Griffin. How do you have a PhD and not know that the world has no true room for fence stragglers? Then again, that PhD is just a flimsy, multi-$1,000 piece of paper that signifies your innate ability to pull things directly from your rear and claim that they came from your mind.
Shut up! There are always gray areas.
A dubiously well-constructed machination, Mr. Griffin. A cesspool for the intellect when ideas fail to be solutions. So many governments, ideals, religions whittled down into this intrinsically worthless state. And you are sinking just as rapidly into it.
Gray areas are how we can each contribute different things.
They are all excuses, Donnie Griffin. Each and every one. You may as well be their king. What is keeping you from making up your mind?
I still owe you nothing.
You say yourself that your entire line of thinking has been changed. What is keeping you from owning it?
I don't have to.
You are a coward! Nothing less than a miserable coward! Too frightened to own his own ideas. Just what are you afraid of admitting, Donnie Griffin?
Nothing!
Then say it, for everyone to hear. The pulpit is yours, Donnie Griffin. Speak! I said speak!
I don't know!
Liar! Liar, liar, liar! Men such as Hitler are more reputable than you, Donnie Griffin! Because they were at least consistent and forward with their ideas! What are you hiding?
You're fishing for something that's not even there!
You disgust me, Donnie Griffin. You not only lie to me, but to yourself. Justice demands that such a seething liar should be punished. You lied to the old man and your dear old mommy. You lied to the police sergeant. You lied to the detective. You lied to every damn person you come across. By all rights, you should be dead. What a degenerate. But within justice, there is mercy. Tell me, what are you afraid of? Tell me the answer, or I will peel it from your flesh. Louder.
I'm afraid.
I can't hear you.
I'm afraid of...
Louder!
I'm afraid of a higher power! Okay?
That's it? That's all you fear? That's all that plagues the troubled little mind of yours?
You just spent all this time insulting, threatening, and maiming me for my answer just to ridicule it? Yes, I'm afraid of such. And I've been wrestling with it for years! How the crap am I supposed to approach my scientific, empirically minded parents about such a quandary? Or even fellow philosophical colleagues? And to face my lying tendencies? As well as the front that I put up to bury them? It's easier for me to assume that I am accountable to nothing. And to just go about my day. Rather than to report to some God. I thought I had it all figured out. I thought that I had disproved the whole notion of deities in my mind until the past 2 days. And you contributed to that. What are you exactly?
Good grief, Donnie Griffin. All I asked was a simple question. It's nothing to lose your head about.
What? What happened? Just another dream. What did I just... A higher power. Oh, right. I can worry about that later. Let's see. I wonder if this dream made a new, prediction. I still can't believe. Or maybe I can. I don't know. Nothing to lose my head about. If this logic still holds up, then... I suppose I better cancel class tomorrow. Someone's life may be on the line. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. We now return to the Sickle, only on WVCU. The next morning, Sergeant Luker is standing in the Lily's Cradle Police Department with stress scrawled across his face.
Intel already? Hurry up, Reverend. God, Neds. What is the stinking holdup? There's not that much traffic in this freaking...
Woo! Oh goodness, it is indeed chilly out there. I do believe winter is building its nest to stay for a while.
There you are.
Sergeant Luca. Please accept my apologies for my tardiness. After you called last night, I forgot to set my alarm. But I suppose the Lord deemed that I needed an extra hour or two of sleep.
I'm glad you got a good night's rest, Reverend. Though I would have appreciated another phone call to let me know.
I'm sorry once again. Something like this won't happen anymore. I promise you. Though, by the grace of the Lord, I am here. As per you requested yesterday, what can this humble preacher do for you, Sergeant?
Come on. We'll talk more in my office.
By all means. Now, how can I?
$10,000, Reverend? $10,000!
I take it that you watched last night's sermon.
I heard what I needed to.
Don't we all, brother? One of the many mysterious ways that the Lord above works.
I know you are a pastor, Mr. Burgess. But just for a moment, cut the religious crap. What the heck are you playing at?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean there, Sergeant.
Not sure? Huh. That hefty donation tells a different story. Not to mention the attention from the press that we're going to get from this.
It was a simple act of goodwill and Christian brotherhood, Sergeant.
Huh. Now why don't you be a good Samaritan whenever the reporters come crawling out of their holes and answer their questions asking why the Lily's Cradle Police Department needs financial aid from a religious institution?
A religious institution? Pfft. Of course you don't need aid, financial or otherwise, from a religious institution. But you need aid from God, my brother.
Yeah, the news will eat that one up. Sergeant Luca accepts a grant from heaven to aid in the search for the one who murdered 6 Lily's Cradle citizens. Have you lost your freaking mind, Reverend?
I know you wouldn't lie to the press. You lost your mortician, if I do remember correctly, in an unfortunate, gruesome way as well.
There's no way you could have known that, Reverend. Who the crap do you have here at the station passing along information to you? Tell me now and you won't get arrested for interference with police business.
It's as I told you before, my friend. The Lord both speaks to and through his vessels. This knowledge isn't my own, I assure you.
Ha! What makes you so special that God himself will whisper in your ear?
I'm a willing servant, Sergeant Luca. That's all the Lord wants, a willing, faithful servant.
I've had about enough of this nonsense. What do you want from us?
Oh, ye of little faith. I want nothing more than for this town to be safe and rid of those despicable, murdering heathen. And I, along with my congregation, felt that it was one of the best ways we could aid in your exploits was to lift some of the burden off of you.
Well, then why didn't you do so anonymously? Why did you make it a public spectacle with your face stamped all over it?
A questionable display, I know, but I just wanted to get your attention.
Well, you have it, Reverend Burgess. Again, what do you want?
What do you want, Sergeant?
Reverend, I'm getting...
Now hold on. Hang in there with me a minute. I can sense a wandering heart a mile away, Sergeant Luca. You are a hardened man of the law. Honed and trained for many years of experience, I'd wager you've seen it all. But this... well... this is something entirely new. It appears to be just some crazy out there killing everyone in his path. But deep down, you are shaken to the core.
I'm not convinced.
You aren't because you've chosen not to be, Sergeant. There are countless things about this entire investigation that you just can't explain. Can you? That you can't capture on film? Am I right?
Get to the point, Reverend.
Aha! See? A glimmer of that fog of doubt. We need to address this elephant in the room. Something truly supernatural is going on here.
I don't... Reverend Burgess, Prove it.
I wonder if this is how the Lord feels when his children constantly ask him to prove himself. Oh, goodness. The proof is in the tapioca. Is that the phrase? Though if you require more evidence, I do believe that you heard mention of the Mall of the Mountain recently.
And what about it?
It just so happens I know exactly where it is.
What? Well, where is it then?
Not so fast, Sergeant. What do you want with this old abandoned cave?
That will be classified information, Reverend.
Do you have evidence that the killer is making his bloodthirsty refuge in this place?
No, nothing tangible. But that's beyond...
Then why did you react so quickly to such a cryptic name? Your heart is screaming at you. Don't you hear it? You want so desperately to admit the supernatural, so why not do so?
As an officer of the law, I am doing my fellow citizens a service by not buying into superstitious crap.
You know as well as me that's not true. Why would you be set on investigating a place with such a mythical ties to it, without any evidence linking the killer to it?
Reverend, I suppose you're right. I've been telling my boys under me of my suspicions. And heck, I've even been investigating these superstitious leads. If the commissioner finds out about this, I'd be losing my badge.
Fear not, Sergeant. As I've said, I'm here to help. Though, I will only divulge the location of the cave if I'm present in the investigation of it.
Out of the question, Reverend. The area is supposed to be dangerous enough already, without the possibility of a maniac running around in it. I will not risk...
It wouldn't be the first time you risked the life of a civilian, would it, officer? If something were to happen to me, I assume full responsibility of it. And I will sign any waiver needed to make my point.
Burgess, are you sure?
I'm as certain as the Lord is good, my brother. Trust me, I know the risks, but yes, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear no evil, for he will be with me. And I'm also certain that you will need some divine protection while exploring these caverns.
Divine protection?
Oh, yes. If my suspicions are correct, then foul things will be absolutely crawling throughout the place. If no one's spiritually equipped to deal with these kinds of foes, then where would that leave you?
Oh, I can't believe it. I literally can't believe what words are about to come out of my mouth. Reverend, I will accept your help. Don't get me wrong, I think you still have a few screws loose. But if you're willing to risk your own life, then I suppose I can't stop you.
Bless you, brother. You won't regret this. I promise you. Prayerfully, this will speed up the investigation closer to its resolution.
Here's hoping.
Have faith, Sergeant. After all, we walk by faith and not sight. And praise the Lord for that. These eyes of mine aren't what they used to be. Though, who will be accompanying me on this little cave-in trip?
That would be...
I'm gonna kill that freaking dog, Professor.
Don't blame him for relieving himself on the floor. He's very skittish around strangers.
He had excellent aim for being skittish. Right on my freaking trench coat. Do you know how much that cost?
That would be them right now.
I'll reimburse you after the investigation, all right?
Sure you can afford it?
We professors make more than you realize.
If you say so. Sarge?
Come in, Elmsbrook.
The know-it-all here had another vision last night.
Your little arsenal of petty name-calling has to run dry sooner or later. But yes, I did.
Yeah, the egghead wakes me up by beating the crap out of my door and then... Huh? Who's this?
This is...
Reverend Timothy Burgess. Pleased to meet you, Mr.
Elmsbrook.
And you?
Oh, Professor Donnie Griffin.
Good to meet you both.
Yeah. I assume the pastor here was giving us a tip for the investigation?
Not exactly, Detective. You see, he's actually... joining the investigation.
I'm not even going to dignify this with a response.
Before you start insulting me and demeaning this station's credibility, Elmsbrook, you should know that he claims to know where the Mall of the Mountain is.
Does he now? Huh. He doesn't look like much of a park ranger.
Pardon?
I never got a hold of him, actually. The minister here happens to know the cave.
Well, preacher, spill it. Where is this mystical juju cave?
It's a decent way into the woods, about a couple of miles south of Old Man Burgundy's bald spot. Though from there, the trail gets a bit tricky. You'll be wandering around for quite a long time without proper guidance.
I think we can manage. Come on, Egghead. I think we can manage. Come on, Egghead.
I swear, if you call me that one more time... My name is Donnie Griffin. Not Egghead, not Brainiac, not...
You'll never find it alone, Detective. You could look for days and it wouldn't do you any good. You need someone to be... lamp unto your path.
Please don't tell me this Bible thumper's serious.
He is, Elmsbrook. At the present moment, there is no one else who knows of the place. Every minute we'd waste waiting for my friend to call me back, and for the DNA samples to return, would be better spent looking for this cave. He also refuses to give his exact location unless he comes along.
You're honestly letting a civilian bargain with you?
Do we have any other choice, Elmsbrook? Especially since the professor had another dream, if I heard correctly. If things stay consistent, that means another life is in danger.
So your natural response is just to enlist every Tom, Dick, and Harry off the street to lend a hand? How do we even know the minister's information is credible?
Do we have anything else to go off of?
No, I suppose not.
You fellas go on ahead. I'll catch up with you in just a second. Just a friendly reminder, in good faith. Here you go, brother. $10,000. No more, no less.
Thank you, Reverend. And, keep this quiet, if you don't mind.
Mum's the word, Sergeant. Mum's the word. I'll see you later today. Well, here we are, gentlemen. A detective, a professor, and a minister.
Sounds like the beginning of a bad joke.
I like you already, Detective.
Shut up and get your arm off of me.
We'll return to the Sickle right after a short news break. We now return to the Sickle, only on WVCU. Detective Elmsbrook, Professor Griffin, and Minister Burgess have trekked almost 4 miles into the Burgundy Forest, with rays of the midday sun shining through the spaces in the canopy. Whew! I haven't walked around this much in about 2 years.
You and me both, brother. Maybe I should pace more like a Pentecostal preacher and strengthen these legs of mine.
Feels like we've been walking through here for an eternity.
We have been. We passed the clearing over an hour ago.
Don't lose faith, Mr. Elmsbrook. The Lord has set us on the path for a reason. And he won't let us sway to the right or to the left. We don't have much further now.
Yeah, sure.
Lo and behold, here we are.
I'm not sure I see the cave.
That's because the minister here hasn't done his hokey-pokey dance to make it appear yet.
We've little need to turn to pagan practices to find the maw of the mountain, Detective. We're not there yet.
Then why have we stopped?
This is where the trail is lost and most get turned around in different direction.
Which way do we go then?
The least likely direction. Back the way we came.
What the?
Are you serious?
As serious as the word of the Lord is, my brother.
Don't call me that.
Did we pass it then?
Oh no, we're going on the exact path laid out for us. Many times the Lord requires us to backtrack a bit.
You got something wedged in your frontal lobe, minister?
Truly, truly, I say unto you, you won't get to that cave if you don't follow me.
Should we follow him?
Screw it. I'm done chasing ghost stories and religious whack jobs. I need to sit down anyway.
I suppose a rest wouldn't hurt. But what if he gets lost?
We already are. Though if he knows these woods as well as he claims, he'll be back. I don't think he wants to explore the maw of the mountain alone.
You brought a gun?
Just in case. I'm thinking the minister is conveniently leaving us in the dark.
About what?
I don't know. Rather be safe than sorry.
I suppose.
You smoke?
Me? Oh, no. No, thank you. Gosh, I haven't since undergrad. And I'd rather not start again. Just curious. How long have you smoked?
I've been smoking for, going on 15 years now. Ever since...
Daddy!
Huh?
Daddy, help!
What's wrong, Ellsbrook?
It's nothing. Just thought I heard something.
Let go of me, or my daddy will. Ah! Daddy, please help!
No! Marie!
Daddy!
I'm coming, Firecracker! Hold on!
Ellsbrook, wait!
Daddy!
Let her go, or I will shoot you!
He won't let go, Daddy! He won't let go!
Drop her, now!
Daddy!
No! No! I'll kill you! I'll freaking kill you! I'll kill you! Backup! I need backup! No! Screw it! They won't get here in time! I gotta go now!
Ellsbrook, what are you doing?
Get off of me!
What you're seeing isn't real.
To hell with you! My little firecracker needs me! Get off!
Wait,
Ooh! What happened? Freaking stump. Egghead? Ah, crap. Jeez. Are you alright?
I believe so. Huh. My nose is bleeding. Do you have a tissue?
No, here. Let me help you up.
Good grief. What in heaven's name happened, Elmsbrook? That proverbial twig in your mind snapped again.
I don't... Well...
Don't tell me it was just a one-time thing again. Or that this is none of my business. I think those arguments have flown out the window this time.
I know. I guess I owe you an explanation. God, I hate this kind of crap. Remember how I said I didn't have any daddy issues?
Yeah?
Well, I was lying. Sort of. I am, or was, a father.
Really now?
Yeah. I was daddy to the most beautiful little girl on the planet. I fell in love with her as soon as she was born.
Chicago's most grizzled detective wrapped around the finger of a little girl, eh?
When you have one of your own, Egghead, you'll understand. But yeah, I was.
So, what happened with her?
Well, not too long after she was born, my wife packed up and left me to raise Marie on my own.
How did you handle that?
How would you? That's where I met my next bride. The bottle. Babysitters raised my daughter for the first 5 years of her life while I continually got slammed. It wasn't until she caught me one night, drinking whiskey and heaving into the kitchen trash after each gulp.
Well, how did she respond?
Heh. You know, I'm not much one for sayings or emotional garbage, but what she said never really left me. She said, "You're sick, Daddy." And I somehow said, "Yeah, Daddy's real sick right now." And then she pointed to the bottle in my hand. "That's making you sick, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah, it is." And then she might as well have punched me in the stomach with this one. "Daddy, if you know it's making you sick, why are you still drinking it?"
Goodness.
I couldn't answer her. So I promised to ditch any sort of booze altogether and commit myself to being the father Marie deserved. So, everything was fine. Until she came back from school one day. I was waiting for her at the curb of our street after the bus had dropped her off. Sure enough, there she was, darting down the street towards me. Before
what?
Before a car pulled up alongside her, a masked man came out and grabbed her by the wrist. I can still hear her screams over my own as I helplessly ran towards the car as the man dragged her inside and drove off with her.
Well, did the police find her?
As a member of the force myself, I personally ensured that our chief did not see me without hearing about my missing little girl. Statewide search was conducted, and they scoured the interstates. They found diddly squat.
What happened then?
I picked up this habit here, then reunited with my old love. 6 times a week. Anything to keep the nightmares at bay and the voices quiet. Though, it wasn't long before I kept slipping back to the same memories over and over again until I accidentally shot a fellow officer.
Gracious.
He was alright, but you can bet that my badge was gone after that. And to avoid charges pressed against me, I agreed to go under several psychotherapy sessions.
There's no shame in that.
I guess. But whatever it was, it worked. Eventually. Took me much longer to open up to the shrink than to you. But he was somehow able to teach me to block out these memories when they came back. Get me to a stable enough condition to function in society again.
So, what did you do afterwards?
I decided to open up my own firm. Law enforcement's in my blood one way or another. Cracked a few cases, and the rest, well, pretty much leads up to now.
Well, did you ever manage to...
Looks like the history lesson's over.
There you fellas are. You two all right? I could have swore I heard gunshots.
Yeah,
We were about to try and catch up with you, but his gun misfired.
Misfired 3 separate times? Son, a worker in the kingdom of the Lord knows when he's being lied to, I assure you. It's written across your faces, as a matter of fact. But as long as that gun doesn't misfire again, then we can worry about this later.
Fair enough.
Now, follow me. I was able to find an entrance to the lion's den itself while you were... distracted. This is the day the Lord hath made indeed. Today, a cold-blooded murderer will be stopped in his tracks.
Here's hoping. We'll be right back with the Sickle after these commercial messages. We now return to the Sickle, only on WVCU. The professor, the detective, and the minister are standing at the mouth of a large cave, which faces a large ravine just a few feet away.
Behold, gentlemen, the maw of the mountain.
How do you know this is the one?
My, it seems you and the sergeant suffer from the same disease. Doubt. Trust me, this is the place.
I suppose God told you that, huh?
You speak more wisdom than you realize, Mr. Elmsbrook.
Goodness, it's cold in here.
Most caves are, Egg. Professor.
Huh. I appreciate the correction. Though it's much colder than the outside air. It has to be at least a 20-degree drop.
And there is a reason for such a drop, Professor. I would be a fool to say that we weren't alone at the moment.
Oh, please.
Tread carefully, gentlemen. We are in enemy territory.
What sort of enemy?
Stop egging him on. What are you trying to pull here, preacher?
You may want to prepare yourself, Mr. Elmsbrook. Something dark is coming this way. Show yourself, spawn of hell. I know you're in here. Show yourself, demon.
Very well.
What the?
Huh?
What's going on?
What's the matter, preacher? You called for me? Or did you not expect a reply?
I say, stay back, creature. Our Father who art thou in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Words, words, words. Babble. Vomit of grammar. Is that all you have?
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Oh, yes. Shout it louder. Maybe then I'll be convinced and depart.
You have no power here. Agent of evil, be gone. Depart from here. Satan, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
I know that name. But do I know you?
Show yourself.
Where is it?
I don't know. I can't see a thing.
Donnie Griffin. Glad to see you. Recognize me.
Demon, I'm ordering you to depart in the name of the Lord I believe that he is real and...
You do? So do I.
You cannot know the Lord, you foul creature. Depart. Depart now. Jesus Christ compels you.
Words, words, words! Jesus Christ compels you to reveal the truth, Pastor Burgess. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
I am blameless before you, snake.
Liar!
I am a proclaimer of the gospel.
A gospel choked with dollar bills. Get real, Timothy Burgess. Your faith is nothing without those comfortable wads of bills that your congregation so generously provides.
I command you to be silent. Your words mean nothing to me and my God.
Your God? Do you even know the God that you serve?
Holy crap! Get on the ground now! Crap, no dice. Run! Let's move, come on!
Is it still chasing us?
No, I don't think so.
What the crap was that?
You tell me. That thing called you out by name, Professor.
I'm not sure what it is. But it sounded familiar. Almost like the voice in my...
Oh my freaking... Now what? What, Sarge?
Ellsbrook, I just received a call from the lab we sent the hair samples to.
And?
We know exactly to whom they belong. And as soon as we find him, we've got him.
Tune in again Friday, April 18th for the next installment of The Sickle, only on WVCU.